my gosh, welcome back to another WIP and chat. Oh my gosh, it has been so long since I have done one of these. I've taken like a year-long hiatus, which was a lot longer than I originally planned to take. So yeah, I do apologise for that. Oh my gosh, so I do apologise. So I obviously, well, you probably can't tell, but we are in a new room. So obviously me and Josh have moved, and that's not the only thing. Obviously, I think maybe you can see the additional bling. We've got married as well. Oh my! I'm doing a WIP and chat. Sorry. I told you I was going to do it this morning. Okay. Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm so happy. And I'm kind of feeling, really happy at the moment. We haven't gone on honeymoon, so that'll be in the new year. So that will be a 2-week hiatus that, yeah, I won't be doing videos for that. So yeah, that'll be fun. But oh my gosh, how are you guys all doing? I hope you're all doing really well. I do apologise for how long it's been. So I was actually looking at my thing the other day. The last thing that I think I did actually was the what do you call it, my creepy stories for Halloween last year. Oh god, I enjoyed that series. I think hold on, let me just double check. Obviously this is a new kit. It is the 23rd of September, so anyone who partakes, we're in Drills and Chills. This is my kit for this year, and all my kits in the past have been around for Drills and Chills, because normally they go a lot quicker, but this time I decided to do a square. This is Sneaky Cats by Diamond Art Club, and the artist is, hold on, it's inside here, is Jeff Hayner? I can't pronounce that. But yeah. Oh, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to check and see when my last video actually was. Jeez, and how have I got 77 subscribers still? Gosh. Oh, hold on. Content. That helps. Oh, okay. No, I lied. That wasn't the last one I did. The last video I did was actually 5 months ago. So that would have been, hold on. We're in September now. August, July, June, May. So April. So the last one that I put up would have been like right before we moved. Gosh. Okay, so what I will do is, obviously you can't see my craft room at the moment, but what I'll do is I actually shot a video like ages ago that I was planning to pop up as a video in itself, and yeah, it will show you my craft room, which is really nice. So I don't think I'm going to do a house tour, but this room, so my craft room and my bedroom where I'm going to be doing unboxings are really probably the 2 rooms you're going to see.
Hello everybody, it's Lockwood here, and today I just thought I'd do a very quick life update. So As you can see, I'm not in my normal space. This is the new house. And the room that I am currently sitting in is actually going to be my craft room. So this is where we're all going to hang out when me and Josh move and I get into the swing of posting regular videos. I'm currently sitting on a box at the moment. Well, it's actually a plastic storage unit that has some kitted up diamond paintings in it. I've also got some drills in it, but yeah, I've basically just lugged, I want to say probably about 40 boxes from my bedroom downstairs in my parents' house to my car. Then I've driven around here. Now, normally I would actually park in front of my house, however, at the moment, a couple of doors down, they're having some work done on their roof. And yeah, someone has decided to park right outside my house, and they've decided that they want to have a right proper laugh about it. And they've been watching me lug these boxes and been yelling down from the scaffolding, "Do you need a man? Oh, are you sure you can manage that, love?" And it's like, shut up. And honestly, I did want to yell back saying, "I've got a man, he's at work, and he's a lot better than you." But yeah, it was not fun. So basically what I'm going to do is I am just going to pop all of these boxes against the wall. I'm going to probably try and do the tallest ones first, and then the smallest ones like at the front. I'm going to see which ones, some of them do have diamond paintings in, but most of these boxes are actually drills. So probably when me and Josh actually move, I will probably have a little sort out, see where I can get rid of some boxes, where I can move some drills into other boxes and sort of try and downsize, because really I really don't want like a whole load of boxes. But yeah, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to time lapse because yeah, at the moment I need some company. Josh may join, but he is at work, and he did have to be up at 5 AM this morning to be at work for 6 because they have an inspection. So Josh is actually working at a supermarket chain, and he's doing a fishmonger. People are probably going to be going, "Oh my gosh, he must smell of fish." He doesn't actually. It's only his hands and his arms, and I mean, I've got used to it now, so I don't really mind it. But yeah, no, yeah, so hopefully, yeah, this won't take too long. However, I have a very odd feeling it is. I apologise if you can see like black lines under my eyes. I'm currently doing a show at the moment, so it's the leftover of my eyeliner that I didn't manage to get off all of last night. So yeah, right, I'm gonna get started. I might actually move you down because there was actually a bin in here, so I might move you onto that. What does that look like? Okay, that looks better. Right, so this is going to be time lapse. Oh, I also have some artist tubes that have kits that are kitted up, that are in this box that I'm sitting in at the moment. Oh, I just realised I am at an angle. That are going to be, and these kits will be worked on in the new house. So yeah, I will see you guys in a minute. I haven't decided yet, but maybe when I'm all moved in, I'll do like a little house tour. So yeah, let's get started. So the three that you can't see that I've got my hands on at the moment, those are ones that I've recorded. Hopefully the videos of them will be out. 2 of them are Diamond Art Club. I know we're going to get so bored of Diamond Art Club. And one is DP with Sparklers. So yeah, right. Let's start to get the large drills at the back. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. This almost feels like a giant game of Jenga. I knew that was going to happen. I knew there was going to be one that decided it just didn't want to play ball. Yay! I actually didn't count how many. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 3. So I've logged 35 boxes. So when I said that I logged about 40 boxes, I wasn't actually wrong. I wasn't far off. I'm not counting the big Tupperware that I've got in there. But anyway, I think that's actually it. But yes, so I think I'm gonna end. Sorry, I'm just having to check my camera. I've got a new camera as well. So yeah, that's a new thing as well. Right, what were we doing? Sorry, my mind is completely blank. Yeah, I've got a new camera, so I actually bought a like 3-tiered tripod thing that I could attach to my desk that could take the weight of this camera, because when I have my table on my tilt, it will also be able to stay up with it, because my last camera, originally I did actually buy it for that camera. However, in the move, I've actually lost the power cable to the charger, and I cannot find it anywhere. So yeah, hopefully I'm gonna find it, but I'm gonna have one camera that's for like personal stuff, and then the camera that I'm using right now, which I think is probably mainly going to be for like recordings and stuff for YouTube. But if I'm going to like a zoo or somewhere that has a bat enclosure, this has a really cool feature. It can do night vision. I know. Mind blown. It took me a while to figure out how to do it. I would pop sort of a video of it with my nieces of when we went to the zoo over the summer holidays. However, someone was stupid and tried to put it on her main computer desktop, and it wouldn't work, and then she accidentally deleted it. So yeah, because I was going to incorporate some of the stuff that I've done while I've been away. And one of those things was actually going to, sorry, I'm going to be jumping around a bit because there is a lot to update. So, pardon me. Like I say, there is an awful lot to update. So, me and Josh went to this place fairly recently, at the beginning of the month actually, called The World of Crocodiles, which was in, no, Crocodiles of the World, sorry, get it right, which was in Oxford.
well, it was near Oxford, but we went, and you know, it was good. It was good. I think we spent about an hour and a half there, but it was a really nice facility. There was some, you know, crocodiles I hadn't even heard of, and I got some really nice things. I do actually have the Nile crocodile feed on my phone, so I might pop that in because I did record it on my phone. And yeah, we had a really good day there. And the night before, because what we did is we drove up the night before and we stayed the night in a hotel because, you know, we thought it was going to be easier rather than doing like a 2-hour drive there and then a 2-hour drive back, because obviously you can spend more time travelling than anything, and I really didn't fancy a long drive either, like all in one go and then having to go back the other way. So like I say, we moved. We currently have. Okay, this is sad bit. So when we moved, we did have Erwin with us, and then like a few weeks after we got married, so like I say, we did have Erwin with us when we moved. However, I can't believe I'm saying this, but last Thursday we had to put him to sleep because he just stopped eating, he stopped drinking, he just got really, really thin, really emaciated, and you know, it was just like, I knew sort of when I made that appointment, I most likely was not going to be coming back with a lizard. So he lived here for about 2 months, and now he is obviously at peace. He's not in any pain anymore, you know. He, as I say, he's in that big salad bowl in the sky. However, we did sort of, I think, a week after we got married, we did eventually buy my dream pet, which is a snake. So probably what I'll do is like later. So actually no. So I'm gonna insert a video of my snake. His name is Car, as in from the Jungle Book, Car, because obviously that's a very fitting name. I do have plans to get more snakes. However, at the moment, obviously with Owen's passing, I know I'm not in a state at the moment to get another snake or another reptile. I think I've decided that I'm not going to get any more lizards, that I'm just going to stick to snakes. Because as much as, you know, it was amazing having a bearded dragon and everything, as much as it was a phenomenal experience to, you know, look after Erwin, it, you know, it just, I would probably want, apologies, I would probably want to, what the heck happened? I do apologise, I don't normally sort of undo drills, sort of you know, take drills off. There we go. There we are. like me, I loved looking after Erwin, but I have discovered that sort of in the few months that we have actually had Car, that I am definitely than a lizard mum, and also I would want to probably try to imprint, or what I would have those sort of expectations as sort of what Erwin did, because he was a very different sort of lizard, and he wasn't like your typical beardy at all. And I couldn't, and just the way he went, I can do it again. I've already sort of more or less, when I had to make that call, I basically made that decision that I couldn't do it. That I couldn't put myself through it, I couldn't, I couldn't go through looking after. At the moment, I do still have Owen's Viv in my living room. Because I just, at the moment, I don't have the heart to really sort of take it down or even clean it out. But yeah, so I'm going to get on to our new buddy. So Car is, this is probably going to sound a bit weird, but Car is not your typical, sorry, I just dropped my pen. This pen actually, before I get onto Car, I should probably explain this pen actually. So this pen is an incredibly thick pen. I don't really have a lot of thick pens, and I don't really like to use thick pens. But this pen is a pen that I will use once a year for drills and chills, because it is so thick, and of course it's got a cat poking out the pumpkin, which reminds me of my cat Midnight, who, she is very much still alive and kicking. Honestly, you try to tell her that she's 18 years old. Yeah, Midnight is 18 years old. You try to tell her that she's 18, and honestly, like, looking at her, you would not believe she's 18. I think we're going to get her to a very, very, very good age. But, yeah, so I should probably say where I got this pen from. So, this is from, I think it's Bisto Blanks I got this pen from. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but, and originally they were just on Facebook, and now you can actually buy their pens off Etsy as well, so I will link all that. Sorry, I'm sorry if I'm like waffling on and jumping around a lot. It's just because I'm just gonna be sort of trying to catch up, and like, and also I haven't done so well, and I'm sort of just going through the first thing that pops into my head at the moment. Right, so like I say, Car, here, like I say, I'll insert a video of him. I am diamond painting right now, and I have a little assistant. Who I actually just put in my thing because he was going to go down the back. But he seems pretty content. Sorry, baby. Oh, there he is.
It'll never get boring. Oh no, please don't. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. It's my fault. I have a feeling he's probably gonna go try and go down. At this point, he doesn't know what he wants.
Well, probably already inserted a video of him, to be honest, knowing me. But Car is not your typical ball python. Yes, he is a ball python. I know he looks quite pale, but he is actually a clown morph, which is what they call it. So they have so many different morphs, which sort of is the different patterning of animals. So over the years, people have sort of, you know, bred these reptiles and got some really cool genetics. But when we saw Car in the store, it was sort of, we'd seen him a few weeks because we'd been there quite a few times, because this is a pet store that I like to sort of go to, well, I've liked to go to in the past to look at the animals, because they're always just really fun. But Car was basically, we'd seen him, I think it was like a couple of weeks before, and he was like, you know, doing his thing. He was like sort of slithering around, like trying to get out, almost like he wanted to try and see us. And I saw him and I was like, oh, you know, that snake is really stinking cute. However, you know, probably when we want to, you know, buy, because we'd seen him, I think it was like a week before our wedding, and I sort of said to Josh, oh, that's such a gorgeous snake, he's going to make kids a wonderful pet. I'd love to have him. However, we, you know, when we're gonna go and buy a snake, he probably won't be here. And you know, I was a bit like, you know, that kind of sucks, but obviously, you know, that's the way it works. So I was like, well, okay, he's probably not going to be here when we come back to buy him. Well, to buy a snake. And much to my surprise, we sort of came back like a few weeks and he was there. And he was still sort of like being really active, and we were sort of cuddling some snakes. And, you know, I just said to the guy, you know, that was showing us, I really want to have a look at that one. And he was like, okay. And it was just this instant connection. I was like, this is him. This is the snake. He was just crawling all over me. He just wanted to get everywhere. And it was just like, just give me all the love and cuddles. So yeah, I bought him, and then on the Tuesday he was delivered to us. Now, funny story. when we got married, I was in rehearsal for a show called Outside Edge, which this explains why we didn't go on honeymoon straight away, and I think nowadays most people don't go on honeymoon straight away. Because I was in a show, I was doing Think Westing that I love to do every few years. Well, every year, but I hadn't done it for a few years. for various reasons. We basically, I've completely lost my train of thought. So the main reason we didn't go because of this show that I was in. However, everyone's going to think I'm absolutely bananas, but opening night of this show was like 2 days after our wedding. Originally, opening night for the show was going to be on the day of the wedding, which, you know, I obviously wouldn't have been able to do it then, but they decided to change it to the other show to open on that night instead, because one of the founders had actually died, and I think their first show that they did was the particular play that opened the run, which was Habeas Corpus. And, you know, so he invited everyone for this like memorial gala performance, but obviously I couldn't go, so I didn't. We were going to do a line bash the day after my wedding. However, I was just like, I'm exhausted, and yeah, I just decided that I wasn't going to do it. Originally I was, but I was just so exhausted after getting married and everything that I was just like, you know what, I'm having a day to myself. But yeah, we had, I was probably going to the wedding actually. Well, actually, you know what, I'm talking about the play, so I might as well talk about the play. Most nights we had really, really, really good weather. However, there was this one night in the second week. It was, what was it? I think it was the Tuesday? I think it was. No, it was the Wednesday, sorry. So it was a Wednesday. So this was like, I think it was like our second to last show or something. And we just got rained on. It was just downpour. So we were sort of halfway through, I think it was the first act, the first half of the show, and the heavens just opened. Now, there was one member of the cast that had to sort of be sunbathing and sort of lounging about. So for those who don't know the story of Outside Edge, it's basically about a cricket club and them playing cricket, and it just revolves around this one day, and there's just a particular incident that keeps coming up that the wife of the cricket captain doesn't know of, and there are all of these different characters. So the character of Ginny, who was the person that's in the swimming costume, that's not my character. Well, that wasn't my character. Who has to like lounge around. So basically, her husband, she's married to the character called Bob, who he keeps going around to his ex-wives to sort of do little things, and it's sort of everyone thinks, oh, they're having it off, because when in the past, when he was having it off with Ginny while he was married to his first wife, who we don't know the name, when he was doing when he was, you know, going off with Ginny, and sort of everyone thinks, oh gosh, okay, you know, the same thing's happened. He's thinking, what have I done? I'm going to have an affair with my ex-wife. But yeah, there's that. There's just a whole load of characters. My character was, so we updated it. Originally she was a go-go dancer in a club. We changed it to she was a pole dancer in a strip club. And yeah, like you say, so I was in like this horrible, I hated it. I was in this horrible pink dress thing. And yeah, it was very short. Very, very short. And I had this ridiculous hat as well, because she was meant to sort of, I think she wasn't very bright, but she did get her revenge on sort of the person that's meant to be the young person that plays cricket, whose name is Alex. She actually goes and, because she gets stuck in a loo near the end, and then she manages to get herself out, and she goes after him swinging her handbag and sort of is like, you horrible person, la 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 la. Which, you know, he is a nasty piece of work, and the character of Alex definitely does deserve to be sort of hit by a handbag, but he has to protect himself with a ladder. Oh, it's fun. It was just so much fun. I enjoyed that so much. Hello. Sorry, Josh just walked past. So that's outside edge. So I guess I should probably go on to the wedding. The wedding was absolutely lovely. It was just a really nice day. It was really hot. It was actually like the best weekend for a wedding. The weekend that we chose, because the other weekends have been pretty rubbish. But yeah, it was lovely. You know, we were just surrounded by friends and family. You know, there were things that did go wrong. So, for example, I think probably one of the big things that went wrong actually was one of the bridesmaids' dresses. So when we had the fitting, my best friend Robin was obviously pregnant with Poppy, who is my adorable goddaughter, and you know, we knew that Robin, you know, would lose weight, but however, the person that we got it off of, these were bespoke like dresses that I got, so they weren't the cheapest. And yeah, she had kind of done the measurements as though Robin was still pregnant when it happened, and my aunt, bless her, really had to sort of, you know, she actually managed to fix the dress, but oh, it was just a nightmare. The fact that they had messed up on that particular dress. Thankfully my wedding dress wasn't messed up. I'll show you my wedding dress and some lovely images at the end of the video. But it just, you know, it just really annoyed me. And then sort of during the well, just before the wedding breakfast, poor Robin had to change out of that dress because a bit of the wire that was like around the breast area. Was it the breast? Yeah, it was the breast area. Decided to pop out of the dress and was like stabbing her in the arm, poor thing. So yeah, that wasn't great. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't get bespoke dresses from that place again. But I only plan to have one wedding because it was so stressful. I'm like, not again, never again. But no, the staff were really lovely. It's just a lovely day. You know, all of our family were just. I was just happy that all of our family and friends were. We had some people from the cinema that I used to work with had come there, were there. I'll get on to work in a bit. But it was just a really lovely day. There was nothing that really sort of went wrong. Well, not on the day that went wrong. Well, was there? No, there wasn't really anything that went drastically wrong. There were a few minor hiccups, but that was fine. But yeah, that was that. So one thing that I will mention is the day of our wedding would have been my grandfather's 93rd birthday. No, good? Yeah, it would have been the 93rd birthday. However, on the week of the wedding, because I always go over to my parents, me and Josh always go over to my parents for Sunday lunch because nothing beats my mum's cooking. And, she pulled me aside and said, your granddad's really quite ill. And he may not make it to the wedding. And so I was like, okay. So then that afternoon I went to see him, and I could just tell he wasn't going to last until the wedding, which was, that obviously broke my heart to no end. And yeah, so then that week was probably one of the worst and most stressful weeks of my life, because I said to Josh really that he wasn't well, and Josh Besson was just being really optimistic, he'll get better. And then I think it was the next day we all went down and he was just even worse, but he was still conscious, and he said to me, if I don't make it, have a lovely day and I'll still be there. So yeah, then Josh saw him and he was like, okay, yeah, he's not gonna last. Which, it did break my heart, like I say, that obviously my granddad was dying the week of my wedding, and we made arrangements that if he was still alive on the day of the wedding, that we were gonna go to the care home that he was in, and actually, have some photos with him so he could see us, so that he wouldn't feel left out. and everything. If he couldn't, like, you know, be there, and he was still around. So yeah, we have plans in place, and then on the Thursday, my mum had just got back from, you know, being with Granddad, and she was going to work on the wedding cake, on the cake for the wedding, because that week she was going to be working on the cake, but obviously Granddad being, you know, not great, you know, I think the cake turned out fantastic. I really loved the cake she did, but my mum was not happy with it because she felt that she didn't give it enough time. But, you know, that was nobody's fault. So the Thursday of that week, I'm trying to remember what time it was. Yeah, Mum went home, and because she and my aunt were both there at home basically since, I think it was Tuesday. They just stayed at the home, you know, sort of waiting, and Mum had got back to like her shower and stuff, and then she got the call saying that he'd passed. Now me and Josh had just gone out to dinner, and we just ordered, and yeah, then I got the call with him to say he'd passed, which was obviously absolutely heartbreaking. But I had phoned Mum up that morning, and I had said, please just tell him it's okay, that the biggest wedding gift he can give me right now is for him to go, which I know sounds so horrible, but he was just in so much pain. He was just dosed up on morphine. He couldn't really feel anything. It was hard. He was more unconscious than conscious. Like near the end, he just sort of, but he would do this thing where he'd sort of take a breath in, and then he'd like hold his breath. So we'd think, oh, okay, this is it. And yeah, But the nursing home were really great. They said that if either my mum or my aunt needed to go home for anything, that they would sit and be with him. They would not let, which was really, really nice. You know, they were so lovely there. You know, they took such good care of him up until, you know, the last day. And then, so what happened is, because we'd already ordered, we were waiting for the food, we couldn't really cancel the order and sort of go to the home. So what we did is we had our food, and we just went straight to the home to see him, see his body. And I was also supposed to be, well, actually I did go. I had a rehearsal. I think it was a tech rehearsal, so I had to go. So I did warn, you know, the cast that I was probably going to be late because of what happened, and they all knew that my granddad was passing, and I was just like, ah. But yeah, they were just really sweet, and yeah, I got there, I think about 8 o'clock. I think I got to rehearsals. I can't remember because it was a few months ago, but yeah, I was late, and everyone was just like really supportive, and it was kind of, in my mind, as horrible as it sounds, it was like, you know, I knew I had to go but it was like, in my mind I was like, well, I've kind of done this before, because a few years ago when my uncle passed, I was obviously, it was like the night before opening night, and you know, we were doing a tech and dress, and I said, look, I'm really just shocked and I don't want to be there, and the director said you have to come, which I really didn't want to do, you know, but it was sort of like, this time it was just different. It was just like, well, I've kind of done it before in a way, so you know, I can do it again. It's a very strange mindset. I didn't want to go, but I knew I had to go. And everyone was like, you know, if you don't feel like coming tonight, you know, you don't have to. And I'll be honest, I nearly didn't go. I nearly said, I'm not coming, I really can't. But yeah, it was just, yeah, I just felt kind of quite out of it. But I didn't feel as out of it when my uncle passed, because obviously that was unexpected, whereas this one was completely expected, so it was kind of, I'd sort of like done my grieving in a way. Well, I hadn't, but I'd sort of, I was like more prepared for it rather than with my uncle. It was just more of a shock. This is becoming a really morbid episode. There have been like, I've spoken about like 3 dead people. Yeah, 2 people have died, and then, well, a person, well, yeah, no, Owen was definitely a person. Well, it was a lizard, but he had his own little personality. So, what was I doing? But yeah, that was basically that, and I just, you know, I just kind of went for it. I had to kind of push everything down. It was just horrible. It was quite heartbreaking. It was a very heartbreaking time, but Josh, bless him, during his speech, he did a lovely tribute to my granddad, and I actually found out at the funeral that at Easter, when my granddad first met Josh for the first time, he was saying to our friend Zoe, who actually went, her husband actually took my grandfather's spot at the wedding, so that we didn't have something going to waste, which was good. I found out that when he first met Josh, the day, he was just really excited apparently, saying, oh, I'm going to meet Abigail's man, and I've got a feeling about this one. I have a feeling this is going to be the person she settles down with, and he was right. He was very right. He was incredibly right, but yeah. Oh, yeah, it's hard at the moment, but we're getting there, we're getting through it. So yeah, I guess I should probably get into work. So I no longer work at cinema. I left there in May. Just shy of being there for 6 years. There was and I went on sick leave, and then I left in the time that I was like signed off, and there is a reason, but I don't want to go into it right now because I'm not ready to talk about it. But it was pretty nasty, and yeah, I just really don't want to go into it yet, because this person is still with the company, and obviously if the company trip over this, you know, I know things about this thing that, you know, if because I know that the company I used to work for has been taken over, and if they did an internal investigation, this would most likely pop up. And the things that they did in this instance to cover things up is just, it's just not right. So yeah, after the wedding I just was like going gangbusters looking for a job, and I started my new job about 3 weeks ago. Oh my gosh, it's gone so quickly, but I am now a medical receptionist, and oh my gosh, it is a blast. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, I'm still in customer service. I'm still helping people, but I'm in a different role. You know, I'm booking people in for appointments. I'm arranging appointments. I'm telling people, hey, come in for this appointment. Most people sort of say, oh, because you're like the gatekeeper. First thing I was asked by someone is, so when you start your training, is the first thing they teach you to say is, no, sorry, we don't have any appointments. And I was like, no, because the one I work at is really good. If we can't get you in on the day, we will try to get you in the next day, or failing that, we will try to get you a call. Now we do have some fun patients. I'm not going to get into them, but yeah, we do have some rather interesting patients. We did have one of our more frequent flyers who had already seen a doctor yesterday actually phone up at 2:45 demanding to see a doctor again. And it was like, I can't do anything. So yeah, it is a blast, but it's chaotic, but it's a fun chaotic. You know, in my second week, so last week, I think I said to one of my reception leads, I said to them, it's like having my brain on full display. My brain is completely chaotic, and I'm sort of like, this is brilliant. My brain's on the world to see. It's just like I say, it's just such a blast. You know, the team's just really lovely. Every day we have people's dogs in, whether they're the doctor's dogs or it's a member of staff's dogs. You know, it's lovely. So, you know, I get there are lots of doggy cuddles, which is fun. There are these two that are dogs that we have from Tuesday, from Wednesday to Friday. We have these two absolutely adorable bulldogs that are in. So you've got Hank, who's absolutely crazy, absolutely balmy. And then you've got his sister, who, you know, she's alright. But she's an old lady, bless her, and she can be a bit snappy at times, unfortunately. But, you know, most of the time she just sleeps and farts. Now, Laura's farts are just probably some of the worst you'll ever smell. It's just like, bleh. But, you know, it's just a really, really fun day. And I should probably get into some plans as well. I'm planning to actually start streaming over on Twitch. I know Twitch isn't for everyone. I know a lot of creators are going over to Twitch. But, and also my husband actually streams on Twitch. He hasn't for a while, but he is actually planning to get back into streaming. So yeah, I will probably join him at some point. And yeah, it would just be nice to sort of try out a new platform in a way. Yeah, because originally I would probably be like one of these streamers that would be a sort of multi sort of streamer. I wouldn't stick to one thing, so it would be like I wouldn't just stick to diamond painting, I wouldn't just stick to crafts. I do video games as well, which would be fun. Yes, I do play video games. Also, I say I've got a computer now. I've got desktop, not mine. Well, I do have a Mac still. That's just going to probably be like editing and stuff, because I really enjoy using my Mac. But yeah, I really want to sort of get into streaming and sort of have a feel for YouTube, for Twitch, because obviously on YouTube there's just so many sort of just hurdles you have to jump through if you want to start going live. And I would like to do sort of a live like once a week or something, but I just want sort of to not really, well, I kind of want to do something new, but I would like to sort of branch out a little bit, because, you know, I do like sort of talking to all of you, but I do like sort of doing stuff like other stuff. And I feel like YouTube, I feel sort of like with my camera I'm kind of a little bit restricted, if you know what I mean. It's not like restricted in a bad way, but I feel like, I know people do sort of game on YouTube, but I just feel like it's just a little bit harder in a way. But yeah, I think that is at the moment all I have to say. I will put some photos in the at the end of the video of the wedding and everything. So yeah, right, thank you all so much for watching. If you did like this video, please hit that like button and the bell to be notified when I do put up a video, which should hopefully be once, maybe twice a week. It's just, now that I've got regular hours with work, and I actually work at the doctor's surgery. I actually work 3 days a week, so I have more time to play with, rather than when I was at cinema. It was a 0 hours contract. I mean, I know in sort of like the last year it was more structured, but it's just a lot better now that I have structured hours. But anyway, like I say, that's it, and I will see you all later. Take care, everybody.